My name is Veronica Sikiti, and welcome to GD On Point. We are joined by the most disciplined, hardworking district director, the best district director in the country right now. Welcome, sir.
Good morning, ma'am, and thank you so much for the opportunity.
May you please introduce yourself for us?
My name is Letlohonolo Alexander Ramokgwase. I'm the District Director of Johannesburg West District that is based in Florida.
Oh, it's great to have you here. As you know, we have you here because your district is doing wonders, not just in the province, but in the country. I'd just like to find out, how do you feel about being the top district in the country?
Firstly, on behalf of our learners, our parents, and our schools, and our efficient staff, I want to say that we feel very good about the performance of our schools, which culminates into the performance of our district. We feel good because this is our contribution to nation building. This is our contribution in making sure that every learner is given an opportunity to succeed. This is our contribution to make sure that these learners realize their dreams. This is our contribution to the families who wish the very best for their children. We really feel good because this year alone, out of the 6,321 matric learners that enrolled for the National Senior Certificate last year, 6,133 of them passed. And not only that they passed, but 4,145 of them obtained bachelor passes. It therefore means that these learners have an equal chance with all other learners across the country to apply for admission in all institutions of our higher learning. And it gives them the same opportunity and platform to compete with the rest and the best that is yet to offered in our country.
I'm so glad that you sound so passionate about your work. You are a man that people look forward to being. You know, other district directors, I'm sure they look up to you because not only is it your first, but it's your second consecutive year being number one. So please tell us what's your secret.
Well, in 2023, we obtained an overall pass of 92.5%. And we had a learner enrollment of about 6,238 learners that's set for the NSC. And out of that number, 3,299 of them obtained bachelor passes. So to us, it's not so much being the best performing district for 2 years in a row in our country, but it is the amount of learners that we support and achieve that opportunity to be the very best or be admitted in our institutions of learning. So we really do not have a secret, but this trajectory that we are on now is part of our greater strategic plan because we want to prove as a district that at some point in time, we will be able to pass every learner that comes through our education system in Johannesburg West. It is not a secret because what we do at the beginning, we start early every year. We almost start 6 or 7 days before the actual start of every academic year. And we make sure that our grade 12s get prepared in November, December of the previous year. We make sure that upon arrival in grade 12, we profile these learners in terms of their strength. We look at those that failed one subject. We look at those that were progressed. We look also at the average pass of that grade 11 class when they get into grade 12. That gives us an indication of the kind of support that each one of them will need. And that is the basis of the planning from our schools. But more than that, we offer extra classes every weekday. We offer extra classes on Saturdays and Sundays. We also offer cross-night sessions. You may think that this is a pressure, but we have prepared our learners mentally and emotionally for the challenges that they will face in all these years. And I think that is what gives us an edge as a district to really perform. But most importantly, is the sacrifice of our principals, the commitment of our teachers, the resilience of our parents, the commitment of our learners. So you put all this together, then you get the performing district that is called Johannesburg West.
Oh, that's great. That is lovely. I hear that you spoke about there not being any secret, but you also spoke about extra lessons and the other teaching methods that you've mentioned briefly. Can you please break down those teaching methods so that we know what actually goes through you guys being number 1?
Well, firstly, at the beginning of the year, all these learners are subjected to baseline assessment. This baseline assessment gives us an individual indication per learner per subject. Then our teachers design their teaching programs based on the academic gaps per subject per learner. That's the first thing that we do. Secondly, we make sure that we protect the teaching time. And we do that by ensuring that the teachers that we place in front of these children are not only effective but efficient and competent educators who will be able to resolve those learning barriers. What we also do is that after every lesson program, we've got what we call check for understanding process, which is CFU. We make sure that we have periodic testing of our learners to make sure that they master and comprehend the lessons taught. And that is the build-up towards their end-of-term final assessment. So we also make sure that we have specialist tutors from other schools who come and support learners in topics that we know that in terms of exams, they hold high marks. So by the time these learners go to an examination, they are already ready. But what we also do, we have instances where we have what we call teach the learner approach, where these learners themselves teach each other and identify gaps that each one of them have in different topics. So in that way, we're building their confidence in terms of content understanding and how to respond to these questions. We also make sure that we drill them on essay type questions and content type questions so that they know how to pick up those important words, all words or topics that they need to respond to so that they're able to do well in their exams.
That's great. I'm quite aware that, I hear what you're saying and all the hard work that you've put as a district director, but I feel like it can't all be rosy, right? There are problematic schools, and there's schools specifically I would highlight in Soweto that you might have found that are problematic or were problematic. How have you helped those schools to turn them around?
Okay. Firstly, you must understand that education is a societal priority. The first base of setting up a good tone in a school is to make sure that all stakeholders in and around that school understand what that school is about. So we have first made it our business to ensure that our faith-based organizations, our community-based organizations, our law enforcement agencies, our teacher unions, and our churches are very much a bigger part of a school's social fiber. Second to that, we have strengthened the management of our schools. I can tell you now that I trust every principal that we have appointed in Johannesburg West. I trust all the members of the school management teams that we have appointed, together with the teachers that we appoint. You cannot work with us if your average subject pass is below 80%. Because therefore it means that you will not be able to give these learners anything more than your threshold.
Yeah.
But we are also decisive in how we measure performance. Every year, we give our schools targets for their overall targets. Then we give them subject targets. And those subject targets are applicable to the teachers who teach those subjects and those learners. Where the school is not performing, we are able to intervene with our support plans and our aggressive push plans and everything else that the school will require. But if the school is not able to meet our targets, we then identify academically where the problem is. And I want to say to you, my dear, that in the last 3 years, our main problem in about 5 schools was just leadership and not the school in its entirety. And all what we did in those schools was to remove the principals. In the first school that used to perform below 60%, today, in less than 3 years, that school is now the top school in Gauteng province, Luferen Secondary, which has now attained 100% pass with 97 bachelor passes with the same teachers. But all what we did, we moved the head and replaced with someone who was effective, energetic, and who could make a difference. We also went to one of our schools, Mokgome, which was a Section 58B school. You would know that the Section 58B school is an underperforming school. That school, in the last 2 years, was in that category of underperforming schools, but in the 2024 NSC results, it obtained 100%. We did the same with Meadowlands High, where we realized that there was a problem at the leadership level, and we introduced a new principal. That school moved from 76% to 89%. So already you can see that we are not only intervening in terms of the classroom, but we are also looking at the efficiency and effectiveness of the leadership in our schools. But my credit also goes to those principals that we asked them to give us space to support in those schools, because they realized that actually they needed to move so that we can bring in other team players that could support the teachers and the schools to realize their dreams. And we were able to also place them alternatively so that they become gainfully employed as well in the system. So that is really what we do as a district to ensure that we anchor our system only in the bracket of excellence.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. You know, when you started, you spoke about certain organizations, and I feel like we can agree that it takes a village to raise a child, right?
Right.
I just want to find out, how important is it for schools to work closely with district officers? Just the
Very
emphasis
critical.
on it, yeah.
Very critical. And I want to start by saying, in Johannesburg West, everyone is a district director. And people probably laugh at this comment, but I really mean it. Every district official, when they go to schools, they do not only look at their line function, they go to school and provide a cross-cutting support. If they pick up something that is not in line with their line function, they are able to comment on it, support the school on it, but also inform the responsible line function about a deficiency that has been picked up. Our school principals understand that their role is to make sure that they support district interventions. Any of them can call me anytime. Any of them can call any official in the district at any time, because the relationship is so pure that it's honest and frank. What we also do is that we have built a very strong relationship between our teachers and district facilitators. They work as a team. They do not see the district support as a criticism kind of an approach of support, but they see that as a critiquing type of an approach that identifies the gap and offers them a plethora of support in terms of tools, resources, and how they should approach the content. They also play a bigger part in terms of our assessment programs. We've got what we call PLCs, where these teachers, together with the district facilitators, plan together assessment programs, including how they must approach our teaching plans, so that all of us move on par to make sure that we offer the learners almost the same curriculum coverage across the district. But I must also say that what anchors this partnership at Johannesburg West, it's how we have decided to be kind to one another. Once our schools go through difficult period, the entire district is there to support. We show them care, we show them support, we show them respect. And in return, that gives them an extended level of resilience, because they know that they can count on us. And this kindness is also offered to all officials in the district. Whatever happens at the district level or at the school, all of us get to know about it, and we always make sure that we rally around that particular school or the district. Furthermore, our primary school principals, or schools rather, they play a very big part in the results of Johannesburg West, because our primary school principals and their SGBs have taken upon themselves to support the work that our high schools are doing. On an annual basis, our primary school principal hosts an annual matric walk or support programs in favor of our grade 12 teachers. So even the recent grade 12 learner awards were supported in the main by our primary school principals. So that shows you that our secondary schools are not alone,
Yeah.
and they can count on their counterparts in primary schools for support, for resources, or anything else. So all of us in the district work towards supporting our grade 12 class.
I'm sitting here, director, and I'm just curious to know, how was it when you won for the second time, when your district won? Like, how was the atmosphere in the office? Was everyone happy? Were you guys ululating? How was the atmosphere?
So when the minister announced the results, not once, but twice, she declared that the best performing district in the Republic is Johannesburg West at 97.3%. And this performance, according to the DG, is the best ever before and after 1994.
Oh, really?
And all of us were ecstatic. All of us were excited
Can imagine.
because we knew that we invested ourselves. People sacrificed their families. People sacrificed their time. People endured days of hardship to make sure that these learners succeed. And all of us today, we can look back with a good smile and say it was worth it.
Be very proud.
And I can tell you now, from a general worker at a school or a district, everybody knew what our target was from 2020 to date. Even now, you hear it from non-teaching staff that director for 2025, please give us 100%. Because people now believes in the competency of the teachers and management teams in Johannesburg, in Johannesburg West. So we are really excited. And much as we are celebrating this achievement, we have started at zero to make sure that we try and do it again. Because for us, it is not about which school is the best, but an extent to which we have assisted and supported every learner to do well in the exams.
Right, so that is great, District Director. I just want to find out, what message of encouragement would you like to give to your fellow colleagues in the district, not just not just your immediate ones, but your other district directors.
So my message is what our former state president, the late Honorable Nelson Mandela said. It always seems impossible until it is done. So the country never thought that a district can ever achieve 97%, which means we almost passed every learner. But through commitment, through resilience, through the support of the teachers, hear their voice, listen to their guidance, and make sure that you infuse in your strategies their inputs. Make them believe that it is through by them that we can get these results. Give them support, strengthen school management teams, make sure that the parents support their schools and their learners. If we do all these things, I'm certain that one day every district in this country will be able to pass every learner. Because at any rate, if your target is at 80%, whose 20% of the children are you saying they're going to fail?
Exactly.
Yeah. So we shouldn't accept failure as a norm. We must challenge that norm to recreate the competencies and efficiencies that we have as education practitioners in this sector.
That's great. And hopefully next year we will be joined not just by yourself, by another. We'll have a draw, basically.
Yeah.
Just for our viewers out there, can you please let us know where we could find your district offices?
Our district offices are at number 20 Goldman Street in Florida. That is the west of Johannesburg. And people are welcome to find us on JDE website. And we've got Google information therein, which they can use to either reach us or to extract information that may be of benefit to their children.
All right, thank you. That was the Johannesburg District Director. Guys, you have heard it from the horse's mouth, the most dedicated public servant in the entire country. I hope other districts will learn from his resilience and passion for Black excellence. Follow us on all our social media platforms, like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, goodbye.